More than 1,000 people will jump into Lake Champlain next week. It's all to support Special Olympics Vermont. This morning, athlete Kate Bovey and the Vice President of Mission Advancement, Kelsey Conway, sit down with us to talk about the big week they have ahead. Kate and Kelsey, thanks for joining us here this morning on NBC5 In Depth.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Let's start with the 2026 Winter Games happening the next 2 days at the Hermitage Club. How many athletes and events are we talking about here?
We have 150 athletes who will be in attendance tomorrow at the Hermitage Club. And Winter Games is 4 different sports. So we have alpine skiing, snowboarding, snowshoeing, and cross-country skiing, which Kate will be competing in. And then we have novice, intermediate, and expert levels of all 4 of those sports.
Cross-country skiing. Is that something you've done for a long time, Kate?
Yes, I come from a very athletic family, so any sport my parents can get me to try, I do.
How much training have you done leading up to these Winter Games?
We have an 8-week training session before the games.
Okay. And did you watch any of the Winter Olympics?
Yes, I did.
Tell me, what was your favorite moment? What were some of the sports you were watching there?
I loved watching the figure skating, and I loved it when Alyssa Liu won the gold medal.
That was a pretty special moment. A lot of volunteers needed for an event like this, right?
Yeah, especially Winter Games, because we need people who are on the mountain, we need people on skis, and a big volunteer role is a mountain guide, where we pair athletes with volunteers to help them kind of up and down the mountain. So the Winter Games especially is, we need significant hundreds of volunteers to come out and help.
Quick turnaround this year. It wasn't planned this way, but you've got your annual Penguin Plunge this Saturday. Has the postponement helped at all as far as signups? Like, have you seen some people who, oh, the Penguin Plunge is happening, I've got more time to fundraise, I should sign up for this?
Yeah, it's really been incredible to see. It's the first time we've postponed a plunge in the 8 years I've been here, but we've gotten most people saying, oh, I couldn't do it in February and now I can in March. So we went from under 1,000 plungers to now we're at 1,070 people registered and counting. And so it's really been great to see everyone's reaction to it. People seem okay with the fact that we weren't forcing folks into the water when it was below freezing. So it's been, the community's been really supportive, and fundraising is still ongoing, and we feel pretty good about our ability to hit our goal in the next 2 weeks.
The biggest fundraiser of the year for you all, where does that money eventually go towards?
So Penguin Plunge is our largest fundraiser. It brings in almost 40% of our operating budget. So it really goes towards events like Winter Games, Summer Games, Fall Games, our healthy athlete programs, our school programs. It really just allows us to do what we do every day for our almost 3,000 athletes across the state.
All right. Kate, you're going to be volunteering this year.
Yes.
You have done the plunge in the past.
Yes.
I have done the plunge in the past. Kelsey, you have done the plunge in the past.
Oh, sure.
What is your strategy for that moment of going in the water? Do you tiptoe in? Do you run in and dive? What do you think is the best strategy for people who have never experienced it before?
I think it's important to realize that there's a mental part to it too, and it's important to not overthink it. Just do what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, because the anticipation. Some years it's really cold out there, and you're waiting for your turn, and there's that fear that comes into you.
And the cold can get to you too.
Yeah. And there's a strategy for getting out of the water once you're in, right?
It's that's what always hits me, is you got to get out, and you got to get out fast. There are people who will go in and swim around, but I get in and go under, and then everything in my body is telling me that I need to turn around and run out, and so I do that.
And for the people who've never attended, this is a big operation at the waterfront, at the boat launch. It takes a lot of volunteers as well.
It does. It's a huge undertaking. We start planning it in July. It's tons of vendors, volunteers. just lots of little pieces that kind of go into what day we can put up tents and getting the heaters set up and getting RVs set up for volunteers and our media partners and all sorts of things like that. So it really is a big undertaking, but really once we get the plunge rolling, everything, knock on wood, goes smoothly, and people are happy, and the nicest thing is you're in that warm tent before you plunge.
That's
so
right.
that is the one benefit of plunging this way.
Kate, what's going to be your role this year as a volunteer? What will you be doing?
It's a tradition for the Chittenden Special Olympics athletes to hand the towels out.
Yes.
So that's what I'll be doing this year.
Very important role there as you're coming out of the water.
Yes.
Let's talk about the delegation you sent to Capitol Hill recently last month. What did you all share with lawmakers while you were there?
So we have the privilege every year of going to Capitol Hill with the rest of Special Olympics North America and talking to our representatives about our programming and its importance, especially as it relates to our school and health programming with which we get government funding. And we're lucky in Vermont. We have really wonderful representation who support us every year, and it's just such a fun opportunity to go and sit down with everyone and share stories. This year we had delegation members from Champlain Valley Union High School. Athletes share their stories, and administrators share their stories as well. And it's always just a really wonderful celebration of our community and what good we can do with proper funding.
Yeah, you talk about the health benefits. There are health benefits to these athletes being involved with your programs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, 15% less likely to be diagnosed with diabetes, 31% lower rate of healthcare visits. There's, I mean, it's you get involved, you stay in an athletic mode, and it pays off.
Absolutely, yeah. Special Olympics, it offers, of course, the sport side of sports and obviously the team aspect of things that many of our athletes don't get the opportunity to experience in a traditional format. And so you've got the physical piece of that, but then also throughout all of our programs, we offer Healthy Athletes, which provides health screenings in 5 different disciplines to all of our athletes at our events, which those numbers that you just said, a lot of athletes and a lot of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities do not receive proper health care just because of how they're born. So our Healthy Athletes program really helps to make their lives better, and it's all free of charge and all volunteer led, which is really incredible.
Cross country skiing for the Winter Games. The Summer Games are coming up too, right? What will you be doing for the Summer Games, Kate?
Bocce.
Bocce.
Oh yeah.
All right. Is there a strategy to bocce?
I think the strategy is to keep your head in the game and just have fun.
Just have fun.
Bocce's a fun.
And-
Everyone is having fun at bocce.
Yeah.
Yes.
How can you not? Kate, Kelsey, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
By the way, you can still register for the Penguin Plunge, and to learn more about the volunteer opportunities with Special Olympics Vermont, you can visit their website,